ज़िनोहा सिर्फ ज़मी नहीं, ये एक नई जिंदगी का दरवाजा है, खोलो।
Imagine waking up to the sound of waves, breathing in that fresh coastal air, being part of a community, that genuinely values wellness and sustainability.
Yeah, that's quite a picture.
Okay, let's kind of unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into a concept called Zinoha.
Right. And based on the details we've looked at, it's presented as these plug-and-play plots.
Located right there on the untouched coast, Sindhudurg Tourism District. That specific area where South Maharashtra meets North Goa.
So the core promise here, it feels like it's more than just buying a piece of land, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about providing that foundation, the plug-and-play infrastructure part, but within a very specifically designed environment.
Exactly. And our goal for this deep dive isn't just to list the features,
Right.
We want to get into the key insights. What does this specific mix, the coast, the plots, the community focus, what does it all really mean for someone thinking about this?
Well, what jumps out right away is how they explicitly weave together nature, wellness, and community. It's like the central theme.
Yeah, and they frame it for a flexible lifestyle, too. Not just a permanent home, but maybe a holiday spot, vacation place.
Or even workcation base. That definitely speaks to a modern desire, maybe, for blending life and work differently in a natural setting.
Absolutely. And they talk about security-gated societies, 24/7 community, CCTV, the usual stuff for security.
But then there's this twist inside.
Yeah.
A no boundary, no gate plots concept within that secure perimeter.
That's interesting.
It is. It strikes me as a very conscious choice. Balancing the overall safety with maybe a sense of openness inside, more neighborly connection.
Yeah, less isolated, perhaps.
Yeah.
More like spaces flowing into each other, encouraging people to, interact.
Right. It suggests they want people spilling out of their private plots, bumping into each other.
And that seems supported by the list of common amenities. They've put a real emphasis on wellness.
They really have. The wellness zone, it lists specifics like yoga pavilions, magnesium pools, a meditation room, and they mention Ayurvedic therapies with AYUSH certified care. That's quite specific. Naming AYUSH cert suggests maybe a commitment to a particular standard or traditional approach.
Could be. It's not just a gym, it's a specific kind of wellness focus. And beyond the physical, there's that cultural thread too.
The Gurukul space. Developed with Ayurveda, focusing on Indian classical arts, dance, music, martial traditions.
So connecting the dots, it seems like they're aiming for a pretty holistic environment, Body, mind, culture.
Plus the standard community hubs, open lawns, gathering zones, swimming pool, clubhouse with games for just daily interactions and maybe events.
Sure, the social glue.
So how do they bring in nature in a more hands-on way for residents?
That seems to be the wellness farm habitat. Community gardens for utility and medicinal plants.
Okay.
And supervised by experts, they mention a horticulturist, agronomist, and herbalist. Having those pros involved suggests it's pretty serious.
Yeah, not just decorative, maybe educational too. A real connection to growing things, understanding local plants.
Makes sense. And they've thought about practicalities too, like secure staff quarters and green mobility.
Yes. The green mobility part. Shared electric vehicles at each clubhouse. 1 EV for every 15 plots, was it?
Yeah, that specific ratio, it points towards a real effort to maybe reduce the carbon footprint inside the community, less reliance on personal cars.
Seems like it. Okay, so you get access to all these shared amenities. What about your own plot? What does plug and play actually mean there?
Well, beyond the shared stuff, each plot comes provisioned with the essentials. Utilities right there at the boundary.
Like
electricity, water, sewage, drainage, telephone, internet, and DTH connections. Infrastructure's ready.
But they do note potential extra costs for installation or subscriptions.
Right, the pipes and wires are there, but you hook up your own service. Standard practice, really.
And they add some starter plants to each plot.
Yes, mango plants, local berry plants, herbal plants. Adds a bit of green from day one, ties back into that nature theme, maybe.
Okay, now the development model itself, this is key. It's explicitly plotted development. You buy the land, not a finished house.
Definitely key. It raises that question about the balance, doesn't it? Between the curated community and your personal freedom.
Because you, the buyer, have to design and build your own house.
Exactly. Although Zinoha says they can help with that. They offer facilitation shortlisting contractors, assisting with designs but at an extra cost.
So you get the freedom to build your vision, but there's support if you need it. It really underlines the plug-and-play plot idea. Infrastructure set, build is custom. So when you put it all together, the personal plot to build on plus this strong community focus, the wellness, the culture stuff, green mobility, that specific coastal spot, what's a unique offering here compared to just, buying land somewhere else?
I think it's that specific combination, the privacy and creative freedom of your own build, but married to this pre-packaged community infrastructure that's heavily focused on health, nature, sustainability, culture.
So you're buying into a whole lifestyle, an ecosystem almost, not just a piece of real estate.
Pretty much, yeah. That seems to be the proposition.
So this concept, it really paints a picture of a specific way of living, merging that personal home building aspect with a big emphasis on shared community, wellness, culture, sustainability, all on that particular coastline.
It really makes you think about priorities, doesn't it?
Exactly. So for you listening, if you were imagining your ideal escape or holiday spot or maybe even that workation setup, how important is that specific balance? The freedom of your own plot versus immediate access to shared wellness, culture, green transport, all within a planned community. It definitely gives you something to chew on about what getting away or living well actually means to you.
सिर्फ ज़मीन नहीं, ये एक नई जिंदगी का दरवाजा है खोल